Hey guys, so I haven't done a video in a while, and I do apologize for that, but I've been very, very busy with school. But now that my midterms are over, hopefully I can get back to, making videos on a more regular basis. Another reason I really just don't make a ton of videos anymore is because as I've been getting more into higher end knives and customs and, mid-techs, things like that, as a college student, I don't really have the money to be buying stuff like that very frequently. So, maybe a few times a year I'll buy a really nice piece, and that's mainly at either the New York Custom Knife Show or the East Coast Custom Knife Show. And this weekend was the New York Custom Knife Show. I went on Saturday. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this video, probably tomorrow, which will be Sunday, but went on Saturday. And it was a great time as always. I always love going, just obviously to check out the knives, but not only that, it's also fun to just talk to, other collectors and meet all the makers. This time I actually met a few makers I hadn't seen before, got some of their cards, just put out some of my, my favorite cards, I guess, favorite makers that I met recently. But anyway, I did manage to score a really, really nice knife from a maker that I've been wanting to get a piece from for quite some time. And my father actually bought his first custom knife from the same maker. They're actually kind of similar knives. So I'll show off his too, just because it's a pretty sick knife as well. So I'll show his first. They are both they're both brine tie knives, and they both came in these lovely little padded cases. So we'll look over his first here. Let me just move some of these out of the way. I'll actually leave the skull one just because it looks pretty sick, and it gives my camera something to focus on constantly. I'm using my Samsung Galaxy S3 for this. This is the first time I'm using it for video, so we'll see how this turns out. But anyway, back to the knife. This one is the brine tie tiebreaker with full titanium scales, fluted, as you can see. And this is the sort of thing that drew me to his knives from the first time I saw them, was just he has a really nice balance between aesthetics and function. Not only do these fluted handles look incredible and are very identifiable, to his specific knives, but they do serve a function. They add some grip and texture to the handle, and also with all this metal removed, you do lighten the knife significantly. And this is a full frame lock, but it doesn't weigh a whole lot. This is probably about maybe 4 ounces or so. Haven't actually weighed it, but it has a BG42 blade. If my camera focuses, there we go. BG42 blade with a nice satin finish, a little bit polished on the flats up here, as you can see by signature. Really, really nice finish on the blade. It's got a tip down clip. Not, the biggest fan of tip down, but then again, this isn't my knife. But really, really nice piece. Very, very ergonomic. Fits the hand beautifully with these deep choils. I kind of thought this might be uncomfortable at first because of how dramatic they are, but it really does lock your hand in beautifully and very comfortable. Mine, for my hands, it does kind of dig in a little bit with this corner here that, digs into my hand just slightly, but not a big deal. And it's just a beautiful piece. Mine is a little bit different. As I said, also a brine tie piece. It's the Tycoon with a sculpted BG42 blade, which is one of the differences between mine and the tiebreaker over here. So as you can see, again, fluted titanium handles, but this one, as you can see, is not a frame lock. It's actually got the button lock, and as I said, that awesome sculpted BG42 blade with the mirror polished flats. This one's a little bit more polished actually than the tiebreaker, and you can see the phone there. There's there's me. But This is just an absolutely gorgeous knife. I always, like as I said, I always wanted to get my hands on one of his knives, and he's got some with some really cool skull patterns on the handle. But for me, I had to get one with the fluted titanium. Yeah, speaking all weird today, whatever. But yeah, this one has the more decorative pivot. The tiebreaker's just got a more standard screw, but I also like this one because it is tip up, which is my preferred method of carry. Although honestly, I'll be a little bit more hesitant with this knife just because of how sort of refined it is. It's a very, very intricate piece, very aesthetically pleasing. I will carry it. I carry all my knives, but this will probably be more of a dress knife or gentleman's knife. Although I'm sure, like all my knives, once I get a couple little marks on it, I'll start carrying it regularly. That's just, what I do. But I've been very impressed with this button lock so far. It's very, very solid lockup. No play at all. Yet the blade just drops closed when you disengage that. His button locks are absolutely incredible. I'm not entirely sure if this has a thrust bearing mechanism, although it definitely feels like it with how smooth and fast it is. But with these high-end customs, a lot of them have, either phosphor bronze washers or even the Teflon washers are incredibly smooth. And if you do the detent right, as you can see, incredibly fast and easy to deploy. I'm interested to see how this button lock wears in. This is actually my first, knife with a button lock that's not an automatic. So definitely curious to see how it holds up, but it's a Brian tie piece, and from what I've read, his button locks are among the best around, so can't really go wrong with one of them. But these are both just incredible knives. I mean, beautiful pair. I wish both were mine personally. They just look great together, but I'm hoping my dad likes this one. But this is his first custom, like I said. He never buys expensive knives, so he fell in love with this one just as I did with the Tycoon. So real quick before I end the video here, I'll do a size comparison, I guess. How about the Kirby Lambert Incinerator? This was my last custom I got. This is a fantastic knife as well. I love this thing too. So the Tycoon with the tiebreaker. Let me just pick up the phone here just so you can get a better look, I guess. So yeah, you can see there how that stacks up. A little bit smaller overall than the Incinerator, but very, very nice looking. Very nice size, rather. Sorry, not nice looking. It is nice looking, but we're talking about size here. The tiebreaker is also just slightly smaller than the Tycoon, but yeah, great size knives, just beautiful looking knives. So yeah, just wanted to show you those, and when I get around to carrying the Tycoon more, hopefully I'll post a full review of that. And yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching, and take care.